got another video here for you just to show you something that most people probably don't think twice of when they do, but there's a few tips and tricks I want to show you a few of the different tools I like to use whenever I hang something up on the wall. Today we're going to be using a decoration, this heart decoration up here that my wife picked out, and she typically will just hammer a nail in. There's one right here. You don't necessarily want to just use a nail. I don't recommend it. It's just a lot stronger to use some screws. I've got a few different screws here for you guys today. They happen to be Phillips head. So I've got my Phillips head right here and my drill driver. You can use a regular drill if you want, but this one has a little more torque. Pretty nice. You'll also want to use one of these if you have it, and I recommend, if you don't have one, getting one. They're really useful for hanging pictures and decorations, and a few other things as well. This finds the studs for you, and it will also show you where the electric wires are. So it's pretty nifty, and for safety's sake you might want to get one of these so that you don't accidentally screw into a wire behind the wall. I have a light switch over here, and there's going to be some wiring nearby that, and I'll show you that here. And I'm going to show you real quickly how to use this. This is there's a button right here. It's hard to see. You just press and hold that as you press it up against the wall. And I'm going to just start right here, and I'll see if I can get a closer up view for you guys so you can see this better. I'm left-handed. Bear with me for a second. Okay. Alright, I'm going to press and hold, and it says ready. It stopped. It beeped, and now I'm just going to slide it while I'm holding the button. There's the beginning of a stud, and that's the end of it. Alright, and then there's going to be a power light there. It's really hard for you to see probably on the camera, but it just looks like a lightning bolt inside of a triangle. That means that there is an electric wire. I would assume it's going up and down here and then going to be wired into this light switch here. So anyways, I wouldn't want to hammer or screw anywhere near that. Luckily, for our purposes today, my wife believes this would be a great place to hang it, a little bit to the left of that light switch instead of to the right, so that's going to work nicely. Okay, so let me also go ahead and slide this across here. I'm looking for a stud, and right about there, which just happens to be where that nail is. So that nail is most likely in a stud, and I can double check. I'm going to take this off for a second. Okay, let me just double check again. Yeah, so somebody was smart and hammered that nail into the stud, and I might just go ahead and utilize that nail for hanging this decoration. You'll notice this decoration has a hole here and a hole there, so one on each side. That's going to go towards the wall because you can use those for the screws. There's different size screws, but I figured these ones would be adequate. I also have a pencil for marking things and a little leveler. It's just a bubble leveler. So you just want to try to get the bubble in the center between those two lines. You could also, I recently picked up one of these at the Home Depot. It's a digital one. And it'll tell you, so you don't need one of these, although they are handy, especially if you want to get as precise as possible. You don't want your decorations looking crooked on the wall, right? Alright. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Hopefully this will go well. So I'm going to start by just sticking this leveler there and adjusting it as necessary. Just try to get it as precise as possible. Alright. So that's looking good right there. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can just mark inside these holes. And I was thinking maybe one additional screw down here as well, just for some extra support. Again, you want to get as many of these in the studs as possible. The heavier your decoration or picture, the more important that is. The drywall in my trailer is not very thick. I believe it's a 1/4 inch. So it's even thinner than a regular home. Alright. What I'm going to do is just take this back off so it's not in the way. Make sure you have it turned righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? Especially when you're drilling into a stud, it's going to make quite a bit of noise, but that's why I have the drill driver. Way better for this job than a regular drill. See this one on the left and the other one going to be on the right, just to kind of help stabilize it, not really for actual main support. Now I'm going to test this out, and as you see, the head of the screw is actually too wide for me to slide this into it. So it's not a problem. I'm just going to undo the screws now that I've got the holes. It'll be real easy. I could probably even hand tighten them if I want to with just a simple screwdriver. Be gentle, you don't want to strip the screw heads. Alright, now I have my holes. I'm going to recheck the level, and that's almost perfect. So, give me 1 second. I'll go get a regular screwdriver. I think that'll be easier than trying to maneuver this around that. So, just give me 1 moment. I'll be right back. Just a regular Phillips head screwdriver here. Now that I've got my holes pre-made, it's going to be easier to hold it in there and just line it up. Oops. That can happen. Alright, and I'm gonna start working on the other one as well. Well, this one's easier than the other one. All the way in. Let me try from the inside instead of the outside. Much better. And let me get you guys a closer look. Okay. There. Got one in there. There, and then our third one for some extra support. That one's in the stud, so that's why I put that one there. I wanted at least one screw in the stud. That nail there, again, it's just a nail. It could slide out, and that's why I like the screws. The screws won't slide out. And as you see, we're pretty level there. I think it's looking good. Alright guys, so that's how you do it. Not real difficult, but again I recommend checking for wiring behind your walls before screwing or nailing anything. And also not forgetting how important it is to put something in a stud, especially if it's heavy. This shelf itself isn't super heavy, but who knows what's going to go on it. For now, I'm going to put this back up here. Oops. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.